Tuesday, January 13th edition of the Carolina Weather Video. Meteorologist Matthew East here along with you, and we do have the potential for winter weather coming up as we get into tonight and tomorrow morning, but the bulk of the video is going to focus on this round of winter weather that's headed in. That's a look from our Greensboro Tower camera during the 5 o'clock hour this morning. Here's some basic weather headlines in a lot of North Carolina. We're going to see temperatures drop into the 30s later on this morning. And then this evening into tonight, temperatures drop below freezing, and that is when we see a mixture of some freezing rain and sleet around the region. And I'll give you a better idea of some of those areas of different precipitation types and amounts here in just a moment. Now, temperatures at the moment are as warm as they're going to be all day. We're going to have a very pronounced wedge of cold air set up shop here across the region on northeasterly winds. Those northeasterly winds are already in place in many spots, and the result will be falling temperatures as we go through the day. Big high pressure over the Great Lakes building into the northeast. That's going to set up one of our cold air damming episodes today and into tomorrow. And there's your low pressure area offshore. It is not an overly intense area of low pressure, but as the disturbance moves in, we're going to see uplift increasing here across the Carolinas, especially as we get into tonight. Now, we do have some showers out there right now. Here's the more detailed radar imagery this morning. And again, these showers are really as a cold front is moving through the region. This is not anything terribly impressive, but we do have some showers out there nonetheless temporarily. I think during the bulk of the day, we'll just be looking at some lingering drizzle, very light rain and mist, and then the precipitation rates will pick up in many spots again tonight. Watch our temperatures. This is noon on the RPM modeling, right around freezing in Greensboro, 30s in Raleigh and Charlotte, and then very little temperature movement through the rest of the afternoon. But then there we go this evening, late in the evening, below freezing in Greensboro and Raleigh, and the sub-freezing air continues to drop further southward as we get through the night. Charlotte at 30. Look at Greensboro at 26 and Raleigh at 29. Those are significant numbers. And again, more on that here in just a second. Here's the basic idea. And what you see here is the RPM modeling in terms of the precipitation. Not a whole lot of overly significant precip in the form of wintry precip until you get into tonight. And that's when you see this area of cold air mixing with the precipitation. Now, the heaviest rates of precipitation continue to look like they're going to be focused right around there. Much lighter precipitation back toward the I-85 corridor. And then that precip continues until, say, a couple hours after daybreak, and then it exits. Now, I'm going to go with the NAM computer model here just to give you a representation of what it is showing. And this is its ice accumulation forecast. Notice the biggest numbers over here in eastern parts of North Carolina. Rocky Mount, Roanoke Rapids, that's where you see a quarter inch or more of ice accumulation on this particular model. And then the ice total is much lighter. Now, another factor is as you get here through, say, this area, there's a pretty good chance that there's going to be some sleet involved as well. So I think for the Triad area, you're looking at a mixture of some light freezing rain and sleet tonight. And then as you head further to the east, it stays more in the way of freezing rain, although certainly when we get up toward the Virginia border, sleet is definitely a strong possibility as well. So this is the general idea of what I'm expecting for the Charlotte area, the Triad area, a glazing to at most a tenth of an inch. Now, I think the Charlotte area, you're looking much more at the at most a light glazing. The tenth of an inch possibilities more toward the Triad area, and then the biggest numbers there, like I showed you, you kind of saw that on the NAM computer model. They're in central and eastern sections of North Carolina, Raleigh and points east from there. So again, this is not a crippling ice storm for most of us, but here's the winter weather product setup as I'm cutting this video. The areas in the brighter blue shade there, that's where the winter storm watch is in effect, and that kind of lines up with the areas of greatest potential for a quarter inch of an ice accumulation or more. And when you get to that quarter inch threshold, that's when you could see some power outages. Again, I think that's Over closer to I-95 for the I-85 corridor, we're just looking at a glazing to maybe a tenth of an inch of ice tonight into tomorrow morning. Now this system departs tomorrow morning. Maybe a little bit of sun working in by late in the day. It's going to be a chilly day though. There's your highs in the 30s in Greensboro and Raleigh, 42 in Charlotte. So in terms of road conditions, I do think, and again, they'll be worse as you head over into those heavier ice accumulation areas. But speaking for the Triad and parts of the Charlotte area, I do think there's going to be some icy spots on roads, especially the bridges and the overpasses. They'll be especially vulnerable. And that'll be something that you just need to check in tomorrow morning with us here on Time Warner Cable News. Check out those road conditions. We'll have you completely up to date. Now, if you want some good news here down the road, this is the weekend. Still looks fantastic. A lot of sunshine throughout the Friday, Saturday, and Sunday time period, and highs back in the 50s during that period. All right, that's it for today's edition of the video. Everybody have a wonderful day, and God bless.